They work on parallel bars and high bar. This apparatus doesn't come in backyards.
No.
On Wednesday, there's tennis, badminton.
Excuse me, the discipline is possibly something.
That's right, yes. And they associate with so many other people at a center. They meet their friends here, and
do you mind if I associate with
not
the
at
Judo
all. Right ahead.
Thank you
Mr.
very much.
Hinton's in charge.
Thank you. Yes, I think that this is something that represents discipline in quite another form. Am I right, Dallas Hinton, when I say that this has quite a lot to do with discipline, Judo?
Oh, it very definitely does. It's all involved in how you handle yourself and keeping your temper, thinking what you're doing rather than just plowing generally in and trying anything.
Mm-hmm. Are you an expert at this? Is this something you've been doing?
No, I'm not an expert at it. I've only been doing it for 3 years.
Did you learn it here at the center?
Yes, I did.
This is only an activity for boys and men, isn't it?
No.
Oh.
No, it's for girls and women as well. Quite a few women in the city have taken it up. It's very good for self-defense. They learn tricks of using umbrellas and so on, how to turn their shoes on their feet, you see, so as to damage an attacker, and it's an extremely good self-defense method.
Sounds very bloodthirsty.
Oh, no.
Is there any basic activity that you might show us? I guess I can't walk on the mat with these shoes on now, can I?
No,
Okay,
we don't allow that.
Well, I'm going to have to hunch up close to you.
Well, I'll move over to the edge here.
Can you have the boys do something for us?
Yes, certainly. We'll do some right-side break falls.
Some right-side break falls?
Yes, the basic way of falling so that you don't get hurt.
Okay, you carry on and I'll hold the microphone by you.
Against the side, gentlemen. Right-side break falls, just running through. Okay, go ahead. This is the left side. He has an injury on his right foot, which removes him from the right side break fall. That's the right side. He should stay down flat on the ground. Better.
That was a bit hard, wasn't it?
No, it's actually a very soft fall. It should, if it has a good sharp snap to it, then you know it's a correct break fall.
Oh, the significance under this slapping of the mat.
Yes, the slap is to turn your forward motion into vertical motion. So that instead of sliding along the ground, you hit vertically up and down. And this way you don't scrape along the mat.
You know, it looks terribly easy, but I'll bet it isn't. I'll bet it's tough.
It's not too easy.
I wonder if I could talk to one of these young men about it. Who would you suggest? Anybody?
Gord?
I mean, Gord, come over here. I haven't really met you, but I heard Dallas say that you were Gord. What's your last name?
Agent.
Is this an easy thing to do? I was saying to Dallas, it looks awfully easy.
Oh, it's not very easy. It takes quite a while to learn how to do it.
How long did it take you?
To do break falls, well, it took me about a month, and we do them every week for practice.
Why do you want to bother with it, Gord? Why are you interested in judo?
I don't know. I've always liked physical combat, and I like...
Most boys do, don't they?
Yes.
Well, I think you should be able to amaze some of your other young friends. If you've got judo down pat, they're going to have to be careful of you, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Do you have any sisters at home?
One sister and one brother.
Is she older than you are?
No, younger.
Oh, well, then you don't have to control her too much.
No.
Is your brother older than you?
No, he's younger, too.
Oh, well, then it doesn't do much good in the family, does it?
No.
Except that you might be able to toss your dad one of these days. Have you tried it?
No.
Is he interested at all in what you're doing this way?
Well, he likes it, yes, but he doesn't want to do it himself.
I don't blame him in the least. It looks terrifying to me. But I'm glad that you're interested in it, and obviously you're having a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gord. Well, Dallas, that was rather brief, but thank you very much for the demonstration.
Oh, you're very welcome, sir. I hope you'll come around and visit us again soon.
Well, I'm sure we will. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do a little more visiting right now. I want to head over this way and see what's going on.
Well,
thank you
very much, then.
Bye. This is an activity that I haven't seen before. Excuse me, just a second. May I talk to your goalkeeper for a minute? What do you call this? Is this a game, or what is this?
This is floor hockey.
Floor hockey?
Yeah.
I see. Is it pretty difficult to be a goalkeeper?
No.
What do you have to do?
You have to stop the puck and...
Well, it's sort of like ice hockey, only you haven't got skates on.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Paul Lammer.
Do you have regular teams, Paul, for this sort of thing?
Yeah.
You do, eh? And what is the age group that you're in?
I'm in the 7.5.
You in a winning team, or where is your team now?
Our team's right here.
I know, but are you near the top? Are you winning in the competition?
No.
You don't have competitions really, do you? It's just more for fun. How about your partner here shooting at you, and we'll watch to see how you keep goal.
Okay.
Okay, you get set for the goal now. Get set for the shot. How would you like to just make a shot there to Paul and see how he stops it and how you shoot. Would you do that? Who are you?
Peter McBride.
Peter McBride. So it's Peter shooting against Paul in this case, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'll just stand over there and I'll tell you when we're ready. All right? Okay, now then, Peter, you just show us what you do. Oh, that was unfortunate. That was a goal, I guess, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Would you get points? Is it 1 for a goal or what?
Well, I think they count their own points.
Oh, I see. And each one of these young men here counts the number of goals that they get against you.
Yeah.
Are you always the goalkeeper?
No.
Oh, everybody tries it, do they?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. Would you like to take a shot now for me? What's your name?
Denny Matthews.
Okay, Denny, you try. Oh, my goodness, this is unfortunate. We're not doing very well. Well, I think maybe what I'd like to ask you about is this. It's too bad we can't talk to you all, but there are so very, very many. Who are you?
Blake Desaulnier.
You're Blake Desaulnier. Blake, maybe you would show me the puck. Do they call it a puck?
Yes.
Would you pick it up and hold it to me so we can have a look at it? Oh.
There's different kinds of them. The new ones are a bit more in, and they're made of a different kind of leather, sort of like football leather.
Oh, I see. It looks like a small tire for an automobile almost, doesn't it? It's made from felt here.
Yes.
And then leather on each side.
Yes.
To make it slide, huh? Mm-hmm. Do you only play this at the center, or can you play this out on the roadways? Not
you can only play it on floor or slippery floor.
That's one of the things that makes the center important, isn't it?
Yes.
Do you come often?
Every Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. It's fun, isn't it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much, Blake, and thanks to all you young gentlemen. I have some other places to go, and I think I'll just have to move over here, if you'll excuse me. There's so many other things going on here today in the gym, and now I think after talking to the young men, it's time that we talk to some of the young girls. I think from watching it a little earlier that this is some form of tumbling, and I think the best thing to do is to find out from the instructors exactly what they are doing. Excuse me, but is our microphone cord going to be in your way there?
Yes,
It is.
if that can move down.
Would that all right there if we put it in between?
Yes,
that
in the
little-
yes, it's between the mat. that's
Okay,
all right.
excuse me, I'll just fix it for you. There, that's better. Now, you had a very, very melodic name, and I've forgotten it. What is it?
Seija Sarkkinen.
Seija Sarkkinen.
That's right.
Well, that's all right. I've just come from a French class, but what is this, Norwegian?
Finnish.
Finnish? Mhm.
Yes, I came from Finland.
Were you doing this sort of work in Finland?
Yes, I was teaching in the high school.
I suppose once you
Appreciate it.
become involved in working with children this way, this is what you want to do, isn't it?
Yes, I like it very much.
How are these young people at this level?
Oh, they are lovely. They are very good.
What do you think it does for young girls, this activity, which we'll look at in a minute? What does it do for them?
For them,
Teach them poise?
Pardon?
Teach them poise, how to carry themselves properly?
Oh yes, that's very important. And also they, what's the word for the English? Build up the muscles. I like very much that they.
But surely girls shouldn't be muscular, should they?
No. I like to, and I give the exercise very much, but it's relaxing and rhythmic exercise, but it's just more the opposite way for these acrobatic things.
I suppose it's more a matter of stamina, isn't it? This sort of thing, making them that they can stand up to physical exercise if need be. I wonder if you could show us what they're doing. They all look very erect and very anxious to perform for us. I'd like to talk to some of you girls, but I'm going to wait until you're a little bit out of puff from doing this, okay? Who's this first young lady?
What is your name, dear? Say again. Freddie Nichols. I must say excuse for that because there is 40 of them,
I
the
know,
girls,
you
so I
can't
don't
keep
remember
track.
the names.
Well, let us see what this young lady can do for us.
Okay.
Okay? I'll keep the microphone beside you while I can do it.
Okay, you do a handstand. Stretch yourself. Reach up. Forward. Sit. Then up and cartwheel. That's it. Next one is doing the same thing. Handstand. Stretch. Reach up. Okay. Then down. Forward. And cartwheel. Remember and point your toes, girls. Here we go. Up. Wrist up. Head up. Head up. That's the way. Head in and forward. Good. And cartwheel. Next, Andrea can do that by herself. She's the older girl.
Andre has been doing it
Yeah,
well.
long the time, and she's much. Okay, here we go. Bend down again. Fine. Try and go. Remember, stretch your legs.
Could I speak to one of the young ladies? Have they all...
No, they have not. One, two more.
Okay, 2 more. Let's see.
Just like that. That's right. Bend down. 4. Okay, it's the last one. Okay, bend down. Up. Nice posture now. Good.
Now, who's going to talk to me? It must be you. You were the first one. You know, I don't know how you can put your head down like that without sort of twisting your neck. How do you manage this?
I don't really know.
You don't know? Well, you certainly do it.
Tuck your head under.
Well, like a turtle, sort of, huh? Pull your head in and tuck your head down, huh? Do you have to be at the center to do this? Why can't you do this in your own living room rug? Not enough room, I guess, huh?
I care.
You try it at home, do you?
Yeah.
Ever hit the table or something when you're doing it? A little too crowded, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who did you say you were?
Brenda Nichols.
Brenda?
Nichols.
Thank you, Brenda. Where's one of the older girls? Andre. Was it Andre? Will you come and talk to me? I understand that you've been doing this for some little time, Andre.
Yes.
Why do you like to do it? Is it just fun, or do you think it's going to do something for you?
I think it's just fun.
Well, that's a pretty realistic young lady's approach, I guess, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, never mind. If it's fun and it teaches you to, you know, stand like a lady, isn't that worthwhile?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, girls, very much. And thank you, too, very much. Now, we're going to have to cross over this mat. I don't like to walk on the mat in my shoes. However, I have to do this, if you don't mind. Thank you very much. Now then, I believe that this is one of the newer pieces of equipment that Mrs. Gray was talking about. And you'll recall that a little earlier today, we were talking to Mr. Knowlton, who mentioned how some of the new equipment was gathered together and the efforts that were made to buy equipment for this center and any other center. I don't know whether I'm going to be too far away in the shadows if I walk further back here. This is a rather large room, but I'd like to find out what's going to happen here. This is new equipment, isn't it?
This is new equipment. We've had it 3 or 4 weeks, so that most of the children are not at all experienced on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you won't mind them performing even though they're not
no.
good at it.
No, they're just walking along to get balance, and we hope for the good posture. And as they progress, then they learn to do more balancing tricks and acrobatics on it.
Well,
These are the midget class, the 6 to 8s.
The midgets?
Yes.
I think we've got one of the other classes mixed up in yours at the moment, but it doesn't really matter.
Yes, I think we have.
Oh, Andre's going to join us
yes,
again.
We have
What is your name, please?
Mrs. Roberts, Moira Roberts.
Thank you, Mrs. Roberts. Now, are you going to do this first for us? Just a minute. You going to do it first?
Yes.
You tried it before?
Yes.
Aren't you sort of, you know, sort of wiggly so high up, isn't it?
Yeah, a wee bit.
You ever fallen off?
No, not too much.
Not too much. You sort of only fallen halfway down, not all the way down. Is that it?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Debbie.
Well, Debbie, we're all set to watch you. Okay. Up you get. Now, this little rail is not more than about, I would say, what, 4.5 inches? Or thereabouts? And this seems to, here again, it looks so easy. Do they ever try walking backwards on this thing?
This class has not yet walked backwards, no. The older ones could and probably will.
What do you call it?
It is a balance bar.
A balance bar. Well, you going to balance on this bar? You didn't lose your teeth by falling off this, did you? Hmm? Who are you?
Pauline.
You're Holly?
Pauline.
Pauline. All right, Pauline, you show us what you can do, will you? I think this is done with quite a bit of grace. So here's a little demonstration from Pauline. A little bit shaky, but here again, remember that these are the very tiny ones, and this bar is quite narrow. Maybe we should have one of these in every basement or something. You can try it for yourself. Well, you're a long way up there. What's your name?
Donna.
All right, Donna, are you going to do something special?
Yes.
What is it? Turn over and balance in that direction. Okay. A little further along the bar, I think, would be better. And hands above head and out, feet out. I'm repeating what the instructress is saying, and then bend over. Mm-hmm. Head in line with your back. Yes. And up again. And off to the end again. You know, as I watched that, I can't help thinking that if one had a head that was too heavy, you'd go over, wouldn't you?
They probably would.
I think that we're only going to have time for one more. And, you know, the further we come along, the upper we go. I don't know whether I can reach you or not. What is your name?
Ruth Ann.
All right, Ruth Ann. Something special for Ruth Ann, too?
Ruth Ann can come along and onto your knees, can you?
Oh, let's try it, huh? Okay. We've got a mat here, so it doesn't matter too much. I won't have time for everyone, I don't think. All right. And this is quite a little balancing act. I think that a lot of the young ladies who are here have varieties of talents in this particular direction. Some of them are young, some of them are older, and I would like very much to have seen Andre perform for us, but I'm too afraid that I've got to move over to the other side of the gym again. I think that we were anxious to see Andre because she too has, as with the mat, she has been doing this a little more expertly. Thank you very much indeed. Now, let's try for the other side of the gym. Well, hello up there. What are you doing?
Oh, just some turns and balances on
What is this strange apparatus? You're Kay Lister, aren't you?
Keyless, yes.
It's
This is called
sort of a parallel bar affair, isn't it?
Well, it is parallel bars, only they're put in a different position. They're called unevens. And they're only used for girls' gymnastics.
Oh, no boys
Not boys,
allowed on this?
no.
Any particular reason?
Well, I don't think so. I think it's just that the boys use the evens and the girls have more work on the apparatus, on the unevens, because they do balances. Boys do faster movements, girls do the balances.
Well, this looks to me like a pretty complicated sort of an affair. Is it hard to master?
Yes, it's, I think, one of the most difficult pieces. The others are a little easier, especially for things like spotting and balances. But this is quite difficult, especially for small girls, because they're so high. So they have to work pretty hard.
Seem a long way up. Could we have the youngsters try something? And I'll put the microphone right beside you while you can tell us what they're doing.
All right. Now, they're just going to jump up, and this is why they need the help, because they're not tall enough. All right, swing on. Now do a turn. Now they're going to do an arabesque. Good. Now jump up and do a swing and jump off. It's
Hey,
really
that was
hard.
very nice. What is your name?
Jackie Campbell.
Jackie, what do you get down because we're in the way of this. That's better. What are you thinking about when you're way up the top there?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
Do you ever think, my golly, I'm going to fall off this thing?
Well, I'm depending on the spotter, really.
Oh,
to catch
this
me
is
here.
the spotter, Kay Lister, huh? Well, she looks as if she'd be pretty good at this, don't you think?
Yes.
Thank you very much. I think we might have time for one more little demonstration.
All right. Would you like to do a straight arm on here? You pull up onto your straight arm and then swing around. Jump. Good. Now do a nice hold and around and off easy. That's right. Very good.
Would you like to talk to me about this? Now, what was it that you were doing there? Come down a little bit because that bar is right in our way. What were you doing there?
Well, it was called a straight arm.
A straight arm. Oh, that's because you were holding yourself up straight with your arms, huh?
Yes.
And who are you?
Barbara Horvath.
You did that pretty easily. Is it as easy as it looks, Barbara?
Well, not really.
No. Well, I must say, Barbara, I would never want to try it. I really wouldn't. So you can go ahead and have fun on it, and I'll stick to the parallel bars. They're much easier.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you other three, I'm terribly sorry that we just, other two, I'm sorry that we just don't have quite enough time to talk to you, but thank you for coming, and I hope that you will be able to watch the program in December. That's the time that it's on, and you may not realize at this point, but if you look right there, that way, now you're on camera. Okay, thanks very much, and thank you, Kay Lister. Bye-bye. Preparations for Christmas here at the Community Centre from some of the older members of the community, and Miss Thorne, who's in charge of this project. This must be fun.
Yes, it is. The ladies all enjoy it. They come and they make things for themselves, and they make things to sell. We are going to have a little bazaar just before Christmas.
Well, it's almost Christmas now that we're watching it, so I hope the bazaar was a great success, Miss Thorne.
Yeah.
Could I speak to one of the ladies about this?
Yes, Mrs. Johnson has brought quite a few ideas to the group.
Okay, this is Mrs. Johnson here, I believe.
Yes.
Thank you. Hello, Mrs. Johnson.
How do you do?
How are you doing here? What is it that you do mostly? What are you making?
Well, you tell me. I can do almost anything.
Can you? You mean you teach Miss Thorne?
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that, but I like to do it, and it's a craft of mine, a hobby of mine, and I like to do
a
it.
lot of the flowers and corsage decorations.
Yes,
for Christmas
yes,
time,
and then the little bunny, and
they look very attractive.
don't forget
What's
the bottle cover that we all need, and the
Yes.
candle,
Uh-huh.
and
These
the
are-
nylon. These flowers are made out of nylon stockings.
Well, what a simple idea, and yet they're so beautiful, aren't they?
Yes, they make up beautiful.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Johnson. You're Mrs. Excuse me. You're Mrs. Watkins, aren't you?
Yes.
Mrs. Watkins, may I ask you how old you are?
87.
Well, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
And here's another lady who's working with stockings, I do believe. What have we got over here?
Oh, that's a surprise. That's my tea cozy.
Oh, show it to me. Oh, thank you. I think it's time I went and talked to the young fellows over in the other corner.
I think so, too.
Thank you. Bye. An aspect of community center work that we haven't touched on here today is the connection of the Parks Board with community centers. This is represented by Marshal Smith. What's your job, Marshal?
I'm Director of Supervised Recreation for the board, Ross.
Does this mean that the Parks Board then through you is directly responsible for the community centers?
Yes, we have 7 of these centers now in operation. We staff and maintain them and work with the local associations in operating them.
This means then that if somebody in the community hasn't got a center and they say, hey, we want one, do they get it?
Well, this is what we like to hear, and if enough people want one, then they come to us and we put forth a money bylaw in the community, and these people vote on the aspect of a center, whether they want one or not.
Well, thank you very much, Marshal. May I speak to the boys now? There's just another bit of the work of the Parks Board. Are you getting ready for Christmas?
Yes, I was just putting something to hang on the door around Christmas time.
Can I lift it up? Or is it glued?
Mm-hmm.
What do I smell? Some banana glue or something?
Paint.
Paint, is it? We haven't got quite the Christmas yet, have we?
No.
Who else do we have? What are you making here?
A sleigh.
And is this all done in the community center, or do you take some of it at home?
Well, we do most of it in the community center.
Don't you get any help at home, or is it better to do it here? You can make a bigger mess here, can't you?
Yeah,
It sounds like a lot of fun.
it is.
Well, I hope that your little sleigh is finished for Christmas time. And thank you very much indeed. Here's another activity that has to do with the young ladies here at the center. You're a pretty young lady yourself, aren't you, Anita?
Thank you very much.
Do you teach these children to sew, Anita Marion?
Yes, I do.
Are you a good sewer yourself?
Well, I do some of my own sewing, but this is quite a bit different. It's mostly novelty sewing.
Oh, I see. This is what they're doing, making little stockings for Christmas time.
Yes, they're mostly not using them themselves because they like the bigger ones.
Well, it's probably a lot of fun for you.
Yes, it is. It's different, you know. It's an experience of finding out how the children react to
They can teach you something,
teaching.
maybe.
Yes, they can.
Let's see how much they've learned. May I speak to one of these young ladies?
Certainly.
Thank you. Hello, what's going on here? You're threading a needle, are you?
Yeah.
Who for? This little one here? What's your name?
Betsy?
Was it kind of tough to thread that needle, Betsy?
Yes.
They're awfully tiny little holes in the top, aren't they? What have you managed to sew? Anything?
Well, last week we could do whatever we want. I mean, the week before we did whatever we wanted, so I made a little miniature stocking.
Oh, I see. But now it's a big stocking for Christmas time. It's not very far away either, is it? Thank you very much. Let's see what else is happening here. Oh, there's a stocking that's had a little more happen to it. It's got a name on it. Is this your name?
Yes.
I can't quite read it. What does it say?
Well, just for short, I call myself that name.
Is that needle sort of hard to pull out of there?
Yes.
Should I help you, or I guess I'm not supposed to help you? That's pretty good, isn't it? Well, there'll be lots of wonderful Christmas stockings for Christmas time, won't there? Christmas stockings are only part of the Christmas scene. There are other things to be made, and this instance by some of the young men here at the center. These look to me as if they might be some kind of mantle decoration. Am I right?
They're table centers. Yeah,
Oh.
they're supposed to be table centers.
What do you mean supposed to be? They look like table centers.
Yeah. Well, you put them in the center of the table.
Mm-hmm. And what have we got? Acorns and some filbert nuts?
Yes, nuts.
What's that?
That's, they're dead flowers. I actually don't know what they are. They're dead flowers.
Dead flowers. Well, they look very attractive, boys. Let's see what the young ladies are doing now, shall we? Here's the important part about Christmas, isn't it? Who's this we got here?
Santa.
Pardon?
Santa.
He's a very good-looking Santa, too. How do you make him?
Well, you get some cotton batting to make his beard.
Mm-hmm.
And you get some paper to make this. And fold it round.
And you fold it round, and then you put a little beard on him. Well, you've got a tiny Santa here, haven't you?
Yes.
Poor man hasn't got a head yet. That's better. What's your name?
Valerie Diane French.
Valerie Diane French. Thank you very much, Valerie. Okay. And the two instructresses here are watching the youngsters in their preparations for Christmas. I don't quite know what's going on here. What have we got?
We've got some angels.
Oh, of course, the white ones will be angels, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I think that the difficult bit about angels will be putting the wings on.
No.
Isn't it?
No.
You just glue them on? Is that all you do?
You just have to make sort of a triangle and then just glue them on.
Mm-hmm. And that's all there is to it? You make it sound very simple. And there's another little project here at the center. Certainly for Christmas, we've got to have these things done. There's a particular significance to the painting class that we are going to watch now briefly. Mr. Kit Thorne, whose name you have seen on many paintings in our town, is going to tell us something about it. What is the significance of this display, Mr. Thorne?
Well, the real significance is we try for mood rather than the natural effect.
Mm-hmm. Have these ladies been doing this for a long time?
This group is the original group with the Kerrisdale Community Centre, which started in 1956.
Mm-hmm. And this has been carried on right through each year then, has it?
Oh yes, every year, and they have a new instructor every 2 years, but I've been honoured with a repeat performance.
Would you say then that these are sort of postgraduates in learning art?
Oh yes, some of them are, very definitely, yes. Yes.
Could you spend maybe 15 seconds with each of these paintings and tell us what you think about them?
Yes, where would you like me to start?
Let us start with this lady right here on your left. I think we can remain here while we just look at the pictures, if you would.
Well, this lady, I call them all by their Christian names. This is Mabel, and she's the president of the club. Now, she is doing here a scene that she sketched in Stanley Park. It's quite original, and I admire her for her handling of the mass, like you can see on this stump here and the trees.
What about the next one with the brilliant yellow flowers?
We have had a few setups lately, still life of flowers and different objects. And Monica, she's quite noted for bringing in huge bunches of flowers, especially in the spring.
I noticed that she hasn't put her name on there yet. Maybe that's the next project,
well,
Monica, huh?
Perhaps Monica had better put her Monica on it.
Okay, and what about the brilliance of the next one?
Well, that's Marie over there with the flowers. It is brilliant, but I think you'll find when you see this in black and white.
And as we watch this
wonderful
final
tone
scene,
value.
And we've lost time. I'm very sorry, sir. I'd like to thank you and all the other people at the center very much, and a Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you, and a Merry Christmas to you folks too.